Hello all, Seriously here, back for some more very brief Expeditiously. We're going to be very expeditious because we're not even going to do the whole expedition. We are loading in to the Utopia Expedition Redux because we want to check on the rewards for this Redux. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Suit Lady. The Utopia Expedition is the expedition where we get the Utopia Speeder free starship that you can reclaim on any of your saves in the anomaly. Absolutely worth grabbing if that is still the case, and I believe it is. What's really interesting is that we're by default in first person mode. That's not usually the case for me. Okay. We have a white grass planet with, I think, blue skies. Let's take a peek. Yeah, blue skies, white grass. Looks like blue water down there too. Very beautiful planet to be wandering around on to start with this expedition. But let's immediately go to our log and talk about this expedition after we go to our sound. And turn that down to absolutely like 0. Why is that song so loud? That's just absolutely crazy. Alright, let's get into this. Expedition. The reason why this expedition is so difficult or tedious is because everything in this expedition costs a significant amount more than it normally does, and because you can only build or craft things within the base range, within range of a base computer. It doesn't have to be your base computer. If we look around, we can see save beacons, that's on a different planet. There's somebody's settlement. There's probably a base near there. We could find base computers at the space station teleporter. We could build our own teleporter at our base, go to other people's bases and build, but we can't even build can't craft outside of a base computer. We can't build anything. We can't make ion batteries. We can't make life support gel. It's very tedious to do this mission. So it's a good thing that we started on a Lush because we're going to use a lot less life support than normal, but we're going to have to build a base computer before we do any of that. And to do so, look at the cost of a base computer. Oh, we have one to start. That's fantastic. Well, you know what? Let's build this one, not activate it, and try to build another one. There we go. Look at the cost of this base computer. 200 chromatic metal and 500 pure ferrite. You're going to need to farm a lot. You're going to want a portable refiner. You're going to want to get some ferrite dust going on and some copper going on right away. And you're going to want about 1,000 chromatic metal and about 2,500 pure ferrite because you're going to have to put a base computer on several planets here. Let's take a peek at the discoveries menu. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 planets. I don't know that you need to go to each. We can check that out as we go through the milestones. First things first, we need to establish a base. Easy. They start you with a base computer. No problem. We just need the carbon to pay for the components. We can really, really quickly start that to see if those costs are increased as well. And not every cost is increased. As you can see, some things were not. But the base computer is something that we have to build a lot of in this expedition, and it's very much increased. But very quickly, we're just going to see how much stuff costs to build. We should start with some wooden components. That's pretty normal. 10 carbon and 5 for the small panels. Yeah, that's fine. All right, we're not going to do any building. What we're going to do is check the rewards and the general milestones. They have been reduced in difficulty. If you needed to collect 5 of something before, it's probably 3 now, etc. It's going to be a lot easier to do this, especially since this is a 1-week duration expedition. That's why I'm putting this one out at all. This is for people who are new to the game, haven't played any expeditions before. This one especially is worthwhile if we get Utopia Speeder starship. As you can see there, I'm hovering over it, and this thing here that's popping up, reward, Utopia Speeder starship. Absolutely worth getting. Let's see what each of the phase 5 rewards are here. This is the in-game ones. Here we are here. So we get some titles, we get decals and a banner for phase 5. We get a Robo Warden companion egg, so we get a unique companion for doing phase 4. And you get these on all of your saves. Same with the final phase, same with the Utopia Speeder. We get a fearsome visor customization. I think that's just a regular anomaly customization space helmet. We get the holographic friend. That's a little Gek you can plant in your base who is a hologram. Pretty cool base building item. And we get the faction posters plan, the Night Squad, a bunch of posters for phase 1. But really, this is the reason why you want to do this expedition, no matter how tedious it is. If you haven't done it before, I have. I'm not going to run through this whole thing again, even though we have a really cool planet to explore. I don't know what the other ones are like. Take a quick peek, see what's up. We've got a Sub-Zero planet. We've got another Starball planet, unless that's the one we're on. No, we're on this one right here. We've got a toxic planet, and we have a volcano planet. So lots of difficult places potentially to explore, especially these 3. But 2 lush planets. This one's pretty neat on rate. Yeah, you're going to spend the entire expedition here, and it will end when you finally build a hyperdrive, which costs a lot more than normal, and warp to a new star system. That's all you got to do, is do all the milestones, warp to a new star system in this expedition, and you will earn yourself a brand new free S-Class starship that you can go get on the anomaly. And yeah, absolutely worth doing. The 4th expedition that we get to do. These expeditions that we are getting the Redux of right now, this is Utopia, which was Expedition 9. We're going to be getting 2 others, 10 and 11. And then, because it's everybody's favorite one, apparently, this is what HG says, it's my favorite one, just by sheer coincidence, we're going to get to do Expedition 3 Redux. It'll be our 2nd time getting an Expedition 3 Redux. Everybody likes this one. You get a bespoke starship. It's an exotic starship with special gear. That one is really worth doing as well. And they've modified the rewards of that expedition so that we're going to get a golden vector starship as the finishing reward as well. So this one, Utopia Speeder, golden vector, and unique exotic starship for only 1 save. The golden vector and the speeder are for all your saves, but the unique exotic starship will only be for the save you create for Expedition 3 Redux. It's called Cartographers. When that week starts, in about 3.5 weeks from when you're watching this, if you're watching it the day it comes out, then we'll be able to start Cartographers, and we'll be able to get a whole bunch of cool stuff from that one too. I recommend doing all of these expeditions if you haven't done them before. The unique rewards are almost always worth it. You're not going to get them anywhere else unless we get to do these again, like we're getting to do with Expedition 3 again. But Expedition 3 is offering a whole bunch of mixed bag of rewards. We're getting the streamlined jetpack. We're getting the, what's it called? I can't remember what it looks like, or what it's called, but I know what it looks like. It's the exotic looking backpack. We're getting that one as well. A whole bunch of cool stuff from that one too. So do these expeditions, and that's going to be it for this foray into Utopia Expedition. We're not going to help out, unfortunately. In fact, we're not going to keep the save. We are going to log out to mode select, and we're going to go log in to, finishing permadeath. We've got a nice place to sit down there and have a little bit of a fireside chat about 2024 for both No Man's Sky and Hello Games, and hopefully for me and maybe you as well, depending on what your tastes are. But 2024 has shown that we are going to be getting some updates to No Man's Sky. We're finally going to be getting those cool new space stations. That's about the only thing we saw in the trailer, except that there's a new starship as well. Let's have a seat. There's Fireside Chat here. Yeah, we're going to get new space stations. There's a new type of starship. We don't know if it's also a unique starship like the Golden Vector and like the Utopia Speeder. It definitely has an animated style when it takes off, like an exotic starship or like a solar starship. It looks really cool. Go watch the Game Awards trailer that they showed for No Man's Sky. Right at the very end, it says coming in 2024, and it shows a brand new ship taking off from a brand new space station type. We saw these teased before the footage was leaked, and they look pretty cool. We hadn't seen the interiors before. The interiors of space stations are completely revamped. We're going to have some exploring to do in 2024 on all our saves. Maybe some new ships to hunt. Who knows? Lots to see and do. But that's not all. Hello Games has also released content, a trailer for a game they've apparently been working on for the entire time that I've played No Man's Sky. I've been playing since Beyond, and they have been working on this for 5 years in basically complete secrecy. I think last year they mentioned, or maybe the year before that, they mentioned that they were working on another game, but they hadn't released any details about it. Yeah, it had to be pretty recently they mentioned that, because they did release The Last Campfire. I didn't play that game, but I did watch people play it. That game is not more my style. I do enjoy the puzzle story sort of based games, but it's sort of a one and done. I prefer the more open-ended, open-world games where you can just play forever and have fun and make your own story and make your own fun. And that seems to be the sort of game that we might be getting with their new release called Light No Fire. It is a fantasy game, so not a sci-fi game, but for me, really, all sci-fi is just fantasy with a twist. It's a very specific type of fantasy where, they try to explain the magic that's happening. Look at the magic that's happening all around us right now. We've got a glowing ball of fire here just hovering there. What kind of magic is that? It's sci-fi, apparently, not magic. But we're going to be playing a magic game with not only dragons, but some really, really interesting stuff that they showed in the trailer. I encourage you to look it out. I can't say 100 billion% for sure that I'll be playing it, but it looks to be right up my alley. If I were to describe it to you in just words, I would say it's a fantasy world that looks heavily influenced by the worlds of Brian Jacques, who did the Redwall series of novels. I really enjoyed those as an adolescent. They were some of my favorite fantasy novels. They feature a lot of fable-like creatures where the main characters are mice or rabbits or moles. And in the trailer, you can see that some of the characters that you can play are rabbits. I noticed, looking through the trailer multiple times, because it was very, very interesting to me, a whole host of different what looked to be playable race characters. Obviously, we saw some humans. There's what looks to be a shorter race, maybe dwarves or hobbits. I don't know, but they look to be human. At one point in the trailer, and I don't know that this is a playable race, but there is a giant troll. It's not a statue. He moves. Or she, I don't know. It looks amazing. In that same scene, there are multiple rabbits kneeling down. It looks really, really cool. What are some of the other playable races I saw? Oh, there was something that looks very much like a fox, just for a brief second at one point in the trailer. Something that looks like either a wolf or maybe a puma. It had a long bushy tail, not a long skinny tail, so I'm leaning more towards wolf or possibly dog creature. In the underwater swimming scene, there was a creature that looked very much like an otter as a playable creature. And in the background, something that was either a frog or a lizard, very reptilian-looking creature. There was something that looked like a mole creature in that scene right where I saw the rabbits were kneeling in front of a troll. There might be a badger, but that might have just been the same wolf creature I saw with a streak on it, but the head was all black with a white streak on it, so maybe a badger creature. Very, very interesting stuff for the playable races. In the beginning of the trailer, you see a skeleton walking by. I don't know if that's a playable race, but there are 2 baby skeletons following it around, which is bizarre and a little bit adorable in a weird, creepy way. We've got a whole bunch of cool stuff like mounts, and the mounts have horns. They look like goat horses, not just regular horses. There's a playable race that look like humans with antlers. That's something interesting. I could not tell you what those are supposed to be. They don't look like deer people. They look like humans with antlers. There's flying mounts like dragons. We mentioned those briefly. There are little sparrows and hummingbird mounts that have grown to gigantic size so that you can ride them. I don't know if they start small and grow or if there's just a species of giant sparrows in this game, but they're adorable. And I can't tell what's cooler, having a flying sparrow mount or having a dragon mount. Obviously dragons are pretty cool, but I never even considered flying on a giant sparrow. It looks really, really, really cool. I really want to check this game out. I'm going to be following the development as they release information, but you know Hello Games, they don't tell us nothing. I am shocked that they showed us this trailer at all. The polish of the gameplay in the trailer, and this trailer is marketed as a full in-game trailer in multiplayer. So very, very high quality. A lot of polish is already in this game. I am hoping we see this sooner rather than later, and the reason that they gave us the trailer so soon is because, well, so soon, it's been 5 years. Why they gave us the trailer now is because the game will be coming out soon. Hopefully. They have not given us any kind of release date at all, but I am actually excited for something in a way I haven't been in a long time. This looks really good, and I'm definitely going to be checking it out and probably bringing it to the channel depending on what kind of game it is. It does appear to be a survival crafting adventure game. So there's role-playing elements, but also survival exploration elements, just like No Man's Sky or some of the other survival games we play on the channel, just with a fantasy twist, magic and magical creatures. So probably be checking that one out for 2024, depending on when that one comes out. But yeah, I thought we would just chat by the fire about what the future holds for not just No Man's Sky, but for all of us who like Hello Games and who maybe want to keep playing new Hello Games games. All right, but that'll be it for today, everybody. Until next time, have a good time.